Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Player profile time here for Western Reserve at the MVR. DJ Oakley with you, joined by Murphy Wills, sophomore at Western Reserve on the wrestling team. Murphy, let's start with here. This is your second year of wrestling?
It's like my ninth.
Ninth year of wrestling. All right, I was
10th.
way off. All right, so you were basically born, and all of a sudden you're wrestling.
Yeah.
So talk to me about what got you into the sport.
My dad, my friend Luke, his dad was the wrestling coach, and my dad, they were both friends, and he offered him a job, and then my dad just brought it up to my attention. I was like, sure, why not? I just stuck with it ever since.
No kidding. So that puts you, what, you're a sophomore, so you're what, 15?
16.
16? So you started with, what, 5, 6 years old?
Yeah, something around there.
That's incredible. When you're learning the sport that young, does it just it's like learning a language. It just kind of comes naturally to you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're that young, when did you start competing?
Probably like, well, it started around November, so probably December, like 2nd or something.
So you were like in it to win it right away.
Yeah.
You got it. There was no like training. There was no taking a year to learn. You were just, give me a singlet and let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I started, and my dad took me a bunch of open mats and all that stuff. And I was just like, oh, I can learn this pretty easy.
That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. All right, so you go, you start wrestling at a very young age. You start drawing interest to the sport. What is it about the sport that you really, really enjoy?
Just like, you get to meet so many new people and compete against so many other teams. Like, then if you meet up at a tournament, you guys are gonna talk. You're just like, you're friends with them now.
So it's a little bit different than the other sports. I mean,
yeah,
you
it's
guys
not like
are
truly competing on one another, but once you're on the mat, you're
going
time to
at
shine.
it.
Yeah.
It's time to go.
Mm-hmm.
So for you, what's your style? What's your wrestling style, and has it changed over the years?
It's definitely changed. I used to just be like, oh, I'd tie up, hit a duck under, or something like that, and now I'm like actually moving around, more technique, and like trying to actually work some stuff instead of just like showing off when I used to.
So Coach talked about this being the second year of the Western Reserve program.
Yeah.
You being a very big influencer in this program and a guy that really stands out. He mentioned you by name as one of the leaders as the sophomores, because he said there's no juniors and the seniors are on their way out.
Yeah.
So as a sophomore, you're getting a little bit more vocal. You're starting to understand that this is your team, your legacy, so to speak. What is so enticing about that, you know, being a 16-year-old young man and the opportunity to be a leader of an entire program?
It's exciting. Like, I never thought I'd be an actual leader of, like, a wrestling group, because I always thought there'd be one person that'd be above me. But now that I'm a sophomore, no juniors on the team at all.
Yeah.
And almost halfway through the season, about to be over, I'm, like, more excited for next year because I get to lead these kids.
So for you, halfway through the season, what's there to check on your list this year? I mean, what things do you have in your sights that you're saying, hey, I've got to do this to be that leader for next season?
I definitely want to make it to sectionals and just, like, make everyone better so then next year we can come out right out of the gate and just show everyone who we are.
All right, career goals. I mean, is there anything out there that you really want to be able to check the box and say, hey, I did that and this is why?
Maybe by senior year, go to state.
I like it.
It's always been on my mind, but
I like
never
it.
thought I'd make it.
What would it feel like? I mean, if you close your eyes right now and you think about what it would be like to be at state, what do you envision it like? And do you think that it would live up to those expectations?
I feel like it would. Like, just you walk out through the thing, hit the mat, whistle blows, and you're like, oh, I'm in it to win it.
Isn't state the one where you have like a almost like an intro like the day before, and they do like almost like indoor fireworks and all? It's like WWE a little bit.
Yeah.
Have you ever been? Like, have you ever gone?
Last year I went. Me and my dad, and my brother, we went down to States in Columbus, and us sitting there, it made me feel like I was in there. Like, one of my friends, he brought us down Matt's side, and I was like, this is crazy. Like, I never expect to be here, but now that I'm actually getting better at the sport because of our new coach Duffield.
Yeah.
It feels like I can make it there.
Do you feel? I mean, when you're there, can you envision yourself like in the circle, on the mat, ready to go, shaking hand, all that stuff that goes into it? And like, what does that do to you on the inside? Is that a motivator? Does that give you a little bit of anxiety? A little bit of both? What is it?
When I was there, I was just like, oh, I think I could do this. And then I was like, what if I'm down there and all of a sudden I just like fall asleep or something like that. Something stupid.
I'd be afraid if I had to pee or something. Like,
Yeah.
you get all excited and I got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, like walking out there and like, oh crap, I got pee. Have to run off the mat, be like, oh, I can't make it.
Timeout, injury timeout. All right, let's get to know you off the mat a little bit. Talk to me about grades. What kind of grades we have?
Mostly C's.
C's, all right. Hey, that's where I was. C's get degrees, like my mom
Yeah.
said, but they unfortunately don't get you any scholarships. So you're
Yeah.
probably gonna need to kick that up a notch. For you, what do you want to do outside of school? Like when you graduate, what ultimately would you want to do?
I want to be a welder.
A welder. Okay, very good.
I go to vocational school.
That's awesome. So welders, I've found, are very creative, and and they take everything personally, and a lot of them are perfectionists. So, do you fit into any of those subcategories, or?
I don't know. I feel like I could be somewhat perfectionist at like moving my stick around or something like that.
When did you learn that you wanted to weld?
Well, my brother, he went to school to be a machinist.
Okay.
And then my mom told me I had to go there. And I was like, fine. So then I like
Fine. Okay.
I shadowed all the like labs and stuff, and it just like as soon as I got in that welding program, I was like, this is what I could do.
And that's a lot of money. Welders
Yeah.
make a ton of money. Do you watch, like, I see these welding, like, TikToks and all that stuff. I'm not a welder, but I'm attracted to it. Do you find yourself kind of looking at those YouTube videos and TikToks
Yeah.
and Facebook Reels?
My friend's a welder. He'll send me pictures of all stuff, and I'm like, I can do that.
I mean, some of that stuff's really creative, like really, really creative. For you, if you had one job to do and you were working on something, what would it be and why?
I'd probably want to like weld something underwater like that. They make a lot of money, and I was always interested into it. But then my mom said it was super dangerous.
It's
and I'm
very
like,
dangerous. Absolutely. For you, let's talk about family life. You talked about mom a lot. Sounds like the leader of the pack.
Yeah. She's always down on the Mac recording. I'm like, oh, I can't take this. She's screaming, whistling.
What does mom mean to you?
She's a lot. She definitely helped me through my life.
Well,
with
I mean, she
wrestling and
gave you
stuff.
life, so I hope she'd help you through it. But she sounds like someone that's always in your corner.
Yeah,
Hey, what does that mean to you?
She cares about my grades. She wants me to do good in school. She wants me to succeed in life, like what I should. Basically, just go down the right path.
Okay. And you said it's you and your brother?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's all the siblings you have? Just
No,
you
they're
and
my sister
and
right
your
there.
oh, you got your sisters here too?
Mhm.
All right. So who's the most competitive out of the three of you?
Definitely me.
You are?
Mhm.
Why so?
Because I feel like they barely do any sports, and I'm over here did wrestling for like this 9 or 10 years.
Played some football.
Yep, a little bit.
What's their superpower?
I don't really know. Like my sister, I feel like she could be good at running, like super speed.
She's fast?
Yeah,
Okay, fair enough. How old is she? She older than you, younger than you?
older. She's 21.
She's 21. Okay.
And then
So
my
yeah, you-
brother, I don't know. I feel like he could fly.
He could fly. So you
Yeah.
got some real superpowers. And what's your superpower?
I don't know.
What would
That's
you
kinda
want
a
it to
tough
be?
one. Super strength. Definitely.
Super strength. So you got super strength, speed, and your brother can fly. What's your mom's superpower?
I don't know. I have to think about that one. Probably like able to teleport.
That works. That works. Are you a superhero guy? Do you like superheroes?
Not really.
Not really, but you
My-
know
my-
all of them.
My brother does. He used to growing up. He'd watch all the Marvel movies and all that stuff.
Love it. Okay, so for you, who's your role model? Who's your biggest influence in your life?
For wrestling, Spencer Lee.
Spencer Lee. Okay.
He does like a bunch of like. He influences people to want to keep going.
And what about off the mat?
My mom,
Your mom. Why is that?
because she always is like motivating me to do stuff.
I love it, man. I love it. I'm a big fan of you now. Congratulations. Thank
Thank you.
on everything. We wish you the best in everything you do moving forward. And hopefully this time next year, we're talking about maybe states.
Yeah.
All right. Murphy, thank you so much. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. We'll be back right after this on the Western Reserve Show live from the MVR.